Hello everybody, this is the oral presentation for my book report, and I read Theodore Boone, The Abduction by John Grisham. April Fenmore is being abducted, and Theodore Boone, April's best friend, is determined to find out what has happened to her. First, the police talk to Theo to aid the investigation, but Theo takes matters into his own hands. Theo assembles a search team to try and find her and put up missing posters, but nothing comes up. The tension gets greater when escaped felon and April's prison pen pal, Jack Leeper, is spotted in Strattenburg. It doesn't take long for someone to spot Jack in the slums and call the police. It takes a dramatic takedown with a SWAT team to catch him. April is still nowhere to be seen, and Theo continues to search for her. When the negotiations for where she is turn up dry, the police find something by the river. As Theo watches from afar, he sees that the police are taking a body out of the river. Theo, overcome with sadness, is overjoyed when his Uncle Ike, with lots of connections, tells him that the body was not April's. This is confirmed when at school they watch a police press conference. Theo, knowing this, starts to look into other leads and figures out that April's dad, which is separated from her mom, is off touring with his deadbeat band, Plunder, is playing in Chapel Hill. Theo, convinced that she's with her dad, convinces his uncle to take him there. Once there, he finds her and they take off back home. Once they get back, everyone is overjoyed to see her, and the whole town lets out a breath. A hearing was conducted to resolve matters and determine custody. In the end, everything worked out, and both of April's parents promised to take part in rehab programs. The end. And now, a short reading passage and novel concepts from the story. Woody was pedaling like a madman and making it difficult for the others to keep up. This was his turf. He'd been riding his bikes through these trails since he was 6. They crossed a gravel road, plunged down a steep hill, shot up the other side, and got serious air before landing back on the trail. Theo, Aaron, and Chase were terrified, but too excited to slow down. And of course, they were determined to keep up with Woody, who was prone to talk trash at any moment. They finally slid to a stop at a small overlook, a grassy area where the river could be seen below through some trees. "Follow me," Woody said, and they left their bikes behind. Clutching a vine, they scampered down the side of a cliff to a rocky landing, and there below was the Yangtze River. Their view was unobstructed. A mile or two away, to the north, were the rows of small whitewashed houses, where the river rats lived. And beyond them was the bridge, crawling with police cars. On the other side of the river, close to the bridge, an ambulance was just arriving on the scene. Policemen were in boats. Several were in full scuba gear. The situation looked tense, almost frantic. As sirens wailed, policemen darted around, and the helicopters hovered low, watching everything. Something had been found. The story takes place in present day in a small town called Strattenburg, and later on in Chapel Hill. The mood is generally a bit sad because of the abduction. I really enjoyed this book because of how suspenseful it was, and how it always kept me guessing who the culprit was going to happen. Also, I liked how everything fits so well to really keep you on the edge of your seat. One of the emotions that I felt in the book was sadness, because when they found the body in the river and Theo was really sad, and when he's remembering back to when he first met April, it made me kind of sad that she died. I also felt happy at the end when all the problems were solved and everything worked out. A third-person point of view is used because it uses references like he and they rather than I and we. Also, it shows parts of the interrogation where Theo is not present. The theme of the book that the author is trying to convey is to never give up, because Theo never stopped looking for April, and they never stopped trying. In the end, he eventually found her. Also, another message that the author has is no matter how chaotic your life is it's going to work out. And to have hope when you're down, because it got really bad for Theo, because at one point he thought she was dead, but it all worked out in the end. Thank you everybody so much for watching.